Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kill if you prefer. So I just got done watching the Kavanaugh hearing over on the Kill stream being hosted by the Ralph Retort. So I have a few thoughts. I was not able to sit through the full court hearing as I came in during the last 2 to 3 hours of it. And I will say there was a lot of bullshit. Graham, holy crap, that dude went off on people. And you know what? He's right. From what he stated, is that this is a premeditated effort to delay things. It's a conspiracy attack on Brett Kavanaugh. It's trying to get him delayed so he's not nominated. For all the idiots in that hearing that were calling for Brett Kavanaugh to request the White House for the FBI to investigate, they were already fucking investigating. People were investigating these claims already. The FBI was already involved. The FBI, as pointed out by Graham, Grassley, who's another person, I want to say Lee, is that they look for evidence. They gather the evidence, statements, witness testimonies, anything that was involved in the crime, documentation, and they present it to the courts and the senators decide. So, and also something to note too is the FBI investigation was inconclusive, meaning that if they were to try to do this all over again, there'd be another delay and Kavanaugh would not get confirmed. That man is going to get confirmed regardless of what people do. And as for the 2 to 3 other women that came forward, bupkis. Freaking bupkis. Where were people, and I am a sexual past victim myself, where were people earlier? If people were really dealing with their shit, really dealing with their past, this would have been brought forward earlier. No, this was a fucking ploy. And also, let me point this out about memories, because no one is saying that Ford wasn't sexually assaulted by someone. Now, when it comes to memories, especially with sexual trauma, is the brain will go and they will the brain subconsciously will bury all that stuff to protect itself from going insane. Now, when those memories start to come up, like, I'll give you an for example, mine. I subconsciously bleed through my art and my poetry and what have you. I've even had people tell me, oh, hey, you're bleeding stuff. And I've had weird dreams and things like that, but no definitive faces. I do not have any definitive memories because all those memories got so hard repressed into my memory, so I wouldn't go crazy because of what happened. What I do have of mine is a CPS file. I have testimonies. I have stuff that my parents told me. My parents have documentation of certain things. So I do have stuff to back up my claim. Now, I still don't have any direct memories because not everyone was aware of what was going on. So when I say all that, when memories start to pop back up, because this is true and this has been documented, and as an example of mine, is when the memories start to pop back up, your brain has a way of telling you things gently. Now, it's going to do that by putting something that you're familiar with and it conveying the same exact message. Memories can come up through triggers when you are actually dealing with your past properly. And so for Ford to come out and say, oh, well, I know for certain it was Brett. No, you don't. It's over 36 years ago. 36 years ago. Your memory is not going to be accurate. And also, something else, because I've been asking this question, is it was brought up that Ford went to go see a therapist in 2012. Who's the therapist? Where are the session notes? And where's the recording of that session? Because many counselors do record. I want to see that, and I don't think that's been brought out to the public yet. So you have that. No therapist, to my knowledge, has been named. There has been no documentation of that session. Oh, but she told a therapist. Bullshit. Who's the therapist? 6 years back is not that hard. You should at least have a name, a copy of the agreement between you and that counselor. Come on, documentation, something. Nobody has fucking seen this. It doesn't exist. To my knowledge, this does not exist. Nobody dug in that area. You wanna know why? Because it's all bullshit. It really freaking is. You know, something I noticed is when Brett Kavanaugh was getting considered, and this is something I picked up on and I noticed, is there was a big scare about Roe versus Wade. Oh, he's going to overthrow the abortion law or take away reproductive rights from women. And it's just like, and so when Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation here moved forward, people resorted to other tactics, and then you had the sexual assault from Christine Ford come forward. Anyone else freaking notice that when they couldn't get people to change their minds because of Brett Kavanaugh's stance on abortion or whatever, because he was more, I guess, conservative of the subject, then they changed tactics? Anybody fucking notice that? Because it started with the Roe versus Wade getting overthrown scare. I can't be the only one. And Kavanaugh even said that he's going to uphold the law. He's not going to swing one way or the other. What's written in law, he's going to uphold. He's already said this multiple times. So you have that, the freaking court hearing of certain senators trying to bring up, oh, well, Kavanaugh, if you really want these allegations to go, you should ask the White House to delay this again and have the FBI open up an investigation. FBI has already been investigated. Graham freaking tore the people in there a new one. It was fucking fantastic. Grassley followed suit. Lee followed suit. Cruz as well. The FBI does not have say whether or not Kavanaugh is guilty or innocent. All they do is they gather evidence for federal crimes. That's it. They gather testimony. They gather anything that was physical that may have been involved, documentation, and their evidence, what they gather, the Senate, the courts decide whether or not someone is innocent or guilty. So, and I should have said alleged crime. The person being accused of a crime, they gather evidence, whether it be for or against, but they look at all angles. I know that what else kept being brought up was, oh, well, we don't have the 4 witnesses in here. They gave sworn statements, and I love it how, which one was it? It was this, it wasn't Flake. One of the senators, it was Coons. Okay, so Coons tried to take some of the statements out of context. And when Kavanaugh pointed out, going, hey, no, you need to read further down the line, Coons tried to deflect. It's just you have all these crappy senators in there who kept trying to push open investigation by the FBI when there was already one in place they already investigated. And this has been nothing more than a fucking ploy to keep Kavanaugh from being confirmed. He's going to get confirmed, whether it be by a long slide or a close call, he's going to get confirmed. I really do strongly believe that. The Democrats have gone out of their way, or rather should say the left has gone out of their way to try to destroy anything that Trump has done. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's fact. Look at how the media attacks Trump. Look at how they constantly barrage what he does with bullshit. This has been a ploy, people, and I've been arguing with a couple of people on Twitter. I was earlier, and a couple of things have been pointed out by Ford, or about Ford, is that she was a party girl, which means she did drugs, went to all sorts of parties, got high, what have you. And that's not to say that because she did all the things that she deserved to get assaulted. I'm not saying that at all. And for people to even jump to that, you're fucking retarded. I had somebody ask me that on my Twitter feed and saying that I was talking like an abuser. And I'm like, no, you look at all angles from what happened, and as part of dealing with your past, you accept everything that happened within that circumstance. That traumatic event, you accept everything, whether or not you put yourself in that situation. Not saying it was your fault that the person assaulted you. That's not what I'm saying. But you accept the build up, what happened, you accept all the facts, you look at freaking everything. And as I pointed out already, memory is not 100% accurate. We're talking about 36 years ago. 36 years ago, and there's no fucking documentation presented about the therapist hearing. From the last 2 to 3 hours I caught, nobody mentioned that they had documentation of this session. All they said was, oh, well, Ford said this. Big whoop. She said a lot of things. People have said a lot of things. I want documentation of that fucking session. I want a name of the therapist. No one's come forward with it. But I just kind of sat there listening to this. And anyway, I'm glad it wasn't the full 6 to 7 hours because, oh my God, my blood pressure would be through the roof. I sat there emotional, my blood pressure rising, freaking yelling in the chat because it's like, oh my gosh, you people are so full of shit. This is premeditated. All of it is. And as others have pointed out, is that it should have been handled, because I know Grassley was talking about this. Cruz specifically questioned Grassley how something like this usually would have been handled. It would have been confidential. No names would have been dragged in the mud. But a letter, Ford's letter, was fucking leaked. I wonder who did that. Finn Steen said it wasn't her and her staff. It could have been Ford. People try to bring up, oh, well, Ford told her friends about the letter. And then there was someone else. It was someone who said they had respect for Finn Steen, but they brought up, it's like, okay, their friends had verbal acknowledgement of the letter. They did not have the physical letters. Could your staff have leaked it? Somebody from Finn Steen's group staff leaked that damn letter, or Ford gave out a copy herself to the press. That is the only way that could have happened. So, but anyway, I haven't really been paying attention to this so much, and I did catch, like I said, the hearing today, and it's like, oh, hey, but I've been reading about how there's been delay in hearings. It was supposed to be Monday. Ford and her team somehow haggled it for Thursday. She only wanted certain people there. She didn't want the full committee, and it's just like, no, there's already blood in the water. This smells like bullshit. And then what I love too is because I put this quote out on Twitter when she was asked, is that your definitive answer? And then she goes, oh, well, it depends on how you define definitive. Really? Us people sitting here, sane ones, who know what's going on, is not buying into the bullshit. Oh, God, I sat there so freaking pissed. So pissed. Because this is why women like Ford and the Me Too movement, this is why real victims don't come forward. This is why we don't talk about our shit, because we get lopped in with you stupid people, and it's just like, oh, fuck this. I might as well just keep quiet about it because I'm not going to get believed, or I'm not going to get the proper help because I'm just going to get brushed off. So, like, for me, for example, as I said, memory can be a very, very fickle thing. So if I were to try to go after someone legally, I couldn't. Consciously speaking and logically speaking, I freaking couldn't. What I have, the documentation, wouldn't be enough. Dreams are fickle and they're elusive, and even my poetry, like the stuff I was bleeding through there, it wouldn't be enough. Any sane person would go, yeah, no, you can't convict anybody. And this should have been how this has been treated. Yes, I'm glad that they heard her and they got, sorry, my cat, this bullshit sorted, and all allegations should be taken seriously, until the point where they're proven to be full of crap. Kavanaugh sat there just because the news was trying to say that he was screaming and yelling. He didn't scream and yell. The 2 to 3 hours I caught, he was not yelling. He kept pointing out, like, oh, hey, look at the evidence. Already answered this. Look at this. Look at that. My answer's already there. So they kept trying to rehash all these questions, expecting a different answer. They didn't get a different answer, and they tried to trap him several different times because, what was it? I forgot what the guy's name is. He looks like he has fish eyes. I've seen him floating around Twitter. I'm sure you guys know who I talk about. It looks like he has big old glassy eyes in his face. He tried to trap Kavanaugh with the question, oh, well, would you have rather Ford not come at all, or come forward at all with her accusations or her allegations? And he just simply said, no, all allegations should be taken seriously. So they kept trying to trap him, and there were more questions like that. It's like, oh, it was so frustrating just to sit there and watch all that. And I have confidence that he's going to get confirmed, and I'm going to love the freaking storm that comes after, because it's going to be all the freaking snowflakes spurging. And I know that sounds spiteful, but holy freaking shit. Anytime anything logical or a sense of reality gets put into play, or someone who actually deserves to be somewhere of a high seat gets put in there, oh, the left will go out of their way to pull people because of scare tactics. This was all over the Roe versus Wade shit. This is all this was over, which is fucking ridiculous. I, for one, am pro-life, so this didn't fucking mean anything to me. And as statistics show, is that most women who get abortions use it as a form of birth control. Very rarely is it used for rape, medical conditions, to where the baby, the fetus, can kill the mother, or the egg gets trapped in one of the fallopian tubes and gets impregnated there, or excuse me, fertilized. But 95% use it as a form of birth control and believe it is a form of birth control. That's why abortion is listed by many people, including Planned Parenthood, as reproductive rights when it sure as shit ain't. When you get pregnant, you have another life inside of you. That's how it is. You have another person inside of you. And I know I've had debates with other people, like at 4 weeks. Anything beyond 4 weeks, person. You have a heartbeat, you have a brain, you have digits, you start to have all kinds of things developing. So this was all over the Roe versus Wade shit. Ugh, my ginger sends me to the fucking roof. Anyway, I do apologize. This has been a rant. And I'm already past 15 minutes. But it's frustrating. This is why I personally don't associate with anything having to do with sexual abuse in regards to any movement. Nothing. Nada. Because I fucking know better. Because I know it's usually a tool of a witch hunt. It's used to destroy people's lives. It's used in all sorts of ways that really fuck people over royally. This is why I fucking keep to myself. One of the reasons anyway. But anyway, this has been your humble host. I do apologize. But oh my god, I had to get some stuff out. Tell me your thoughts below, and together we will watch the fireworks. Now, if Kavanaugh doesn't get confirmed, there's going to be a red shitstorm. There is going to be a bloodbath. And I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about figuratively. Ford's reputation is fucking shot at this point. Unfortunately, so is Kanavaugh's to an extent. But what Ford and her lackeys have done is far more detrimental than Kavanaugh ever will. Kavanaugh didn't do anything wrong. What Ford did with her little ploy and all this other shit, it has made it 10 times hard. And it's already fucking difficult enough for real victims to come forward and tell their stories. And I will say this, realistically speaking, not every single case can be proven. That is a fact. Like, as I mentioned before, sexual abuse victims, their trauma can be buried deep within their subconscious so they don't go fucking insane. So when the memories start to pop back up, they are foggy, and their brain will try to put stuff there that you are currently familiar with to try to let you know gently of what happened. Anyway, this really fucking sucks. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And I'm going to end it here. You guys have a good night, good morning, whatever time of the day you guys watch this. And it all goes down tomorrow.